I'm again very happy to follow the speech of Manuel Kronström, because where he kind of left off, I think it's very good point to pick up, because he was talking about the new generation and their expectations and the digital natives. And I would like to reflect that towards the European societal reality and the challenges that lie in that for policymakers, because that what you described about your children is absolutely true for your children, and I can see that becoming the truth for my children, even though they get kind of maybe a bit too small for that. But this is not the majority of people living in Europe, and this, with regard when we talk about access, is a big issue that we can't ignore. Because what we can see today is that our society changes fundamentally, because the way that we communicate changes so fundamentally. And this has implications on how we live, how we work, how we think, how we look at main concerns of society. And I think it's very easy to just think back and say that maybe only 5-8 years ago, paper was the main, so to say, tool for communication. And what was written down in newspapers, what you found in documents lying on your desks, what you were reading in books, this was the tool with which you worked and with which you communicated. This has totally changed today. Today, you're not that much worried if you don't have fresh bread in your house. You're worried if your internet access is down, for whatever reason that is. If there's no electricity, if there's well, just for a moment, the network down, that's what worries you, because communication, access to that communication, is become a fundamental tool in living together in Europe. And if we again then look at what society is like, we can see that we have enormous digital divide, and this is a matter of age and education, because we have a 3 times higher literacy or internet usage of those between 16 and 24-year-old Europeans compared to the ones which are between 55 and 74. However, the age group between 55 and 74 is the majority in Europe. So this poses question, all these great opportunities, the challenges that we have. We need the single market, the digital single market. There's no question about that. We need to empower consumers to be able to know about their rights and to use that. We need the technology to have safe internet access. All that is absolutely crucial. But if the majority of society is then not concerned about it, is not using it, and the other part of society is moving fast ahead, this causes a divide that we can't ignore as policymakers. We have enormous successes, and Commissioner Kroes, Nelly, she highlighted that. We have, within a very few years, doubled the share of households which have access to broadband. That is a great success, and that's again something talking and thinking positively, like you said, that Europeans should do. This is something I think where the rest of the world can envy us for, that in a very few years we were able to achieve a lot of progress there. And we can also see that more than half of the individuals in the EU use internet on a daily basis. Compared to other continents of the world, that's also quite good. And also something which tells a lot about European society, I believe, is that 1/3 of the internet users is very concerned about security issues. For security issues, they don't put up personal data. And that's something which also is a reflection maybe for you guys from to be able to find a market here, which is maybe even more tangible than maybe other parts of the world. But putting all that together in a nutshell, we can see that the demographic projection, and you're all aware of low birth rates and the fortunate situation that people are living longer these days. We have right now, for 1 person retired, we have 4 people working. In only a few years, there will be a ratio of 2 people working and 1 person retired. So it's quite a dramatic change. And this is well, your point in having access for free and low cost is something that obviously is an important one. But I believe we have to get to a way that we have that we achieve the situation that we have more silver surfers. That's what they, what at least some of those people call themselves. That we. Have some sort of an enlarged generation contract. These days we usually talk about those working being kind of responsible for setting up the retirement schemes for the older generation. I think this generation contract has to be enlarged in a way that we get the internet access generation across generations, and also have a new generation maybe between the not so stupid grandmother and the extremely intelligent grandchildren, as you pointed out. So that this is something that policymakers have to keep in mind, alongside the very important development of single market, consumer rights, technology, subsidies, things that have been discussed here. I think a very big challenge for Europe lies ahead in the societal change, and this should be included in policy areas. I keep it very short because I think there should be still room left for question and answers, and I just wanted to highlight a few points there. Thank you very much.